Hey guys, so I'm just bringing you a little video just to bring your attention to some of the important news that Jagex have just posted on the homepage. Now, the beta sign up is opened for the Combat Rework, like the beta servers, and they've also posted like a blog about the evolution of combat to give us some more information about it. Now, obviously the beta servers will open on the 26th, and the sign up will finish on the 19th. But make sure you sign up between now and the 19th. Basically, beta service will be accessible to everyone if you have over 12 months of continuous membership. So to find this out, if you just go on the forums and post, next to your name will be member since. And if you've been a member since June 2011, you should be able to sign up to the beta service. It might have to be May 2011, because I'm not sure if it'll include this month. However, right, this evolution of combat blog, I'm just gonna go over what it says. They've got it like listed in like kind of bullet point form, just certain individual points. Now I'm just gonna go through each one. So basically, refocus combat to be more about player skill. So this one just basically means they don't want people to just hit an AFK like current combat systems. They've said in the past that this will still be possible, but it'll be disadvantaged in compared to like playing a skill, which is something I agree with. I think if you're trying harder, you should get better XP. You should be able to kill things faster, if you know what I mean. Like, it's not saying that you can't AFK. It's not saying that you can't do Slayer by putting a cannon down and hitting auto retaliate and AFKing for an hour. It's not saying you can't do that. It'll just be slower. So if players still want to play like that, you certainly can, if you prefer to do that. I know a lot of players do prefer to do that, but having skill is going to be a bigger part. And it also says that means making it more about mastering techniques rather than navigating interface at speed. Because basically, the whole skill in combat at the minute is just switching 10 items as fast as you can. Switching prayer faster than others, That is what it's all about at the minute. And they don't want it to be about mastering the interface, they want it to be about mastering techniques. Anyway, the next point is encourage variety in combat equipment. Because at the minute, if you look, everyone does Slayer in the same gear. It's full bandos, defender, rapier, and then the other accessories, which is quite common sense what you wear. And everyone wears the same. If you go to a boss, you go to Nex, everyone is in the exact same gear. Full Pernix, CC bow, Divine. Obviously that's the optimum gear. In the top teams, almost everyone has that. Everyone aims to have the same gear. There's no variety. Basically, they want to encourage people to wear different gears more often, because if you're doing Slayer, you pretty much wear the same gear every task, bar a few. And he says basically wants you to make alterations according to your enemy's strengths and weaknesses, just to basically make sure you exploit certain things. And you're going to be encouraged to change gear more often, which I think is definitely a benefit, because it encourages more use of different gears. Possibly we can see some of the dead gears getting more useful. Like, obviously at the minute we've just had the release of that Royal Dragon Hide. At the minute, it's pretty much pointless. I mean, it's going to be cheap D-Hide, that's almost as good as Armadillo. So if you can't afford Armadillo, it's a great choice. Not bad at all. It's good for hybriding because it's got no negative melee. It's kind of like Black D-Hide. A lot of people actually use it because it's so cheap and things. And that's the only use really, because if people can't afford Armadillo. And hopefully we'll see some of them things get more useful. Like that, the new bow as well isn't too useful at the minute. And hopefully the combat rework is obviously something they had in mind when releasing these things, and maybe the C-Ball can get more useful and the combat rework will encourage QBD to be more profitable. But I like the idea that you'll be able to use different gears, because at the minute everyone just wears the same gear no matter what they're doing effectively, and there's no individuality. I think being able to upgrade your own gear as well is something that definitely needs to be added, so that you get bandos and you can either enchant it or add spikes to it, just little things that it's different. There's like an absolute shit ton of things you can do. Now, I don't want to reference Minecraft, but if you look at Minecraft and you see if you know what I'm on about, and you know how you can enchant pickaxes and things, and you get different things like efficiency and silk touch and things like that. That's the sort of thing that I think would be pretty cool on your armors. Like just things like that, just something sort of similar to make it more individual. And make it insanely hard to get certain ones. Like, I mean, it can't be too overpowered, otherwise someone's going to get one and everyone's going to be like, oh, he's going to own me, he's got that. But, they've got to be carefully thought about whatever they do. But I'd like to see some more individuality in your gears. And make it easier to access. Basically, they want several combat options, special attacks, combat styles and spellbooks, and they want it to be easier to access because they're saying it's tucked away hard to access on various different interfaces. So if you can see, like, obviously putting your special attack on is on that first interface, and then you got your spellbook, which is on the last interface on your top row. And you know what I mean? Like, if you're using F keys, it speeds it up a lot, but as that goes back to the other point, it's just making it quick. You're just skilled because you're quicker at changing interfaces, not the techniques. So basically they want to make them all together so that you can easily like access the other spells, so that it's no problem hitting a special attack and then hitting a mage spell. So that is what I assume that little bar they talked about is going to do, because you're going to have everything on your bar, and I assume you can just assign keyboards to it or function keys, like as in now you can use your function keys, maybe that'll be useful. And I assume you can just click it as well, and it'll be very quick because it'll be all next to each other, and there'll be no like switching interface, clicking certain things. It's easy to misclick at the minute. And giving rangers and mages a fighting chance, that's just more about balancing the combat triangle. That is the main reason they're doing this combat rework, I assume, is because obviously the combat triangle is really unbalanced at the minute. Everyone trains with melee, everyone kills everything with melee because it is faster. You do not see someone training Slayer with magic or range. There is a few people that like to do that, and it's fully not too bad to do if you do need mage and range levels, but it's not efficient. And that is the problem, they want it to be equal. Like, I would like to do Slayer using range and magic sometimes. It'd be a bit of variety. I know one of the main problems, however, is melee is free. You get your weapon, and you use your weapon, and you're free. You don't need extra stuff. Well, when you range, you need ammo. When you're mage, you need runes, and runes are not cheap. So I think that is something that is a big issue, and unless players can afford runes or be able to craft them themselves, I don't know. Rune crafting runes yourself has definitely been discouraged at the minute, and runes have only gone up because of rune spend. So that is, I think, is an issue, because a lot of players can't afford to go out and buy a shit ton of surges to use, because it's just expensive. I know obviously range has got the Zarek bow for free ammo, but maybe that makes range a bit more viable, but we have to see what they do with that problem. I don't think they'll sort that. I think buying runes is always going to be an issue. Fill the gaps in existing equipment tiers. So basically, though, like if you look at gears, like you've got melee, it's like all the armors up to 40 is rune, and then you just jump up to 60 for dragon, and it's like it's a massive jump from like bandos to torva and things. There's just so much. There's like holes in tiers of combat equipment, especially magic. Like there's not that many magic gears at all. If you look at range, you've got all the levers, the D-hides. It goes up to a reasonable level, and you got the melee metal armors. But magic, what magic armor is there? You've got like Mystic, you've got Arams, Infinity. What else have you got really apart from Virtus? And they'd hopefully like to fill in all them gaps, release a lot more gears. So I imagine with this combat rework there's going to be a huge amount of gears added. If you think all NPCs in game are going to be changed to suit the new combat rework, maybe we'll see a lot more drops added to certain Slayer creatures. Seeing Slayer become profitable again is something I'd definitely like to see. There's lots of issues they can fix with this, and I really hope it goes well. I imagine this is why they're doing the beta, so we can see what they're doing. But watch it, you go in the beta, you get an insanely rare drop, and you'll be like, fuck, why isn't that my real account? I just got a fucking dragon full helm. You'll be like, what the fuck, man? You go in your main, you just 20k Mythril dragon, still no dragon full. That's what I'll be like. Anyway, they want to encourage challenging fights. So basically, let's just read this a little. We like the most challenging, rewarding and fun creatures to be also the most efficient creatures to fight. Right, yeah. So at the minute, if you think back to your lower levels, if you've ever trained on experiments, you have to do Creature of Faint and Strain, I think, that quest, and you can access this dungeon where there's a load of level 25 creatures, and they have 1,000 HP, and they never hit you because their attack is so low. And basically, they're efficient to fight because their HP is so big. You don't need food to fight them, and you can just sit and kill them for ages. You don't have to go on to the next creature for a long time because it takes quite a while to kill them, which obviously is a bad thing for the game, because your idea for training is going to a weak monster, something that's got high HP. Like, look at cows. The amount of players that train on cows because they're level 2 and they've got a decent amount of HP. That is the problem. They want basically going to bossing. If you go to Queen Black Dragon, they want it to be better XP per hour. They want it to be like better to train on higher level bosses and high level creatures. And if you go to Queen Black Dragon, you'll notice you get huge XP for your hits. And it's the same at next. You get huge XP. The combat level kind of defines how much XP you get, but I assume they're going to encourage that even more, because at the minute it's not enough. And hopefully going to Queen Black Dragon or going to Nex and going to Bandos is going to be encouraged to train. I know I actually got 99 strength all at Bandos, that's because I spent such a long time there making money, but that's the sort of thing. Anyway, fix the relationship between defense, life points and damage outputs. Now I think this is about your ability to heal damage, because they want to improve the amount of defense gives you. They want it to definitely, like, they want your ability to eat food to compare to how much damage you can receive. Because at the minute you can easily get comboed, and they don't like that. I don't know, that's the main source of the problem. I think they don't like the problem someone can go up to you in the wild and just 2-hit you or something before you've even got the ability to eat. That's the sort of thing they want to solve. They want it to be all about techniques and skill to kill people, you know, rather than what it is now. Anyway, they want to allow players' combat level to truly represent their ability. So basically, there's nothing more complicated about this. They want to get rid of pures. And I imagine a lot of people will not be pleased with that, but pures are going to be eradicated. Defense is definitely going to be a huge benefit to be trained, so it's going to get rid of pures, and they want the combat level calculator. They said the combat level calculator is complicated and encourages players not to train certain skill. Obviously they want you to not train defense, and it makes you look stronger. It makes you stronger than your combat level suggests. So basically in the wilderness, where you can only attack certain combat levels, it makes you stronger than you should be. Simplify the code and balancing. Basically they want a lot more high level gears, but obviously with the minute the HP is so low, you're already, like Darox at the minute, because of the updates of the bonfire, you can pretty much one-hit people. And this is the problem, they don't want to add higher level gears. You can hit 800s with AGS. How can they add higher gears? Because you can already hit an 800, you can pretty much one-hit people. That is the big problem. So what they want to do is obviously change it dramatically, so that they can add higher gears. And this is the sort of thing I'd love to see. And I'd prefer untradeable gears that you can earn yourself. Things that you don't just go to the GE and buy. I think that is a problem with this game now. Like, if you think back to when you were a noob, when you did imp capture, did you actually go and buy the beads from the GE? Like, if you did an imp capture before the GE existed, I bet you killed the imps yourself. And I know most people will have done. I know some people will have managed to get them with other people, but you look at imp capture now, you just go to the G, buy a few beads and you're done. It's the same with a lot of quests. I mean, I remember as a noob you'd go to the armor shops in RuneScape. I'd actually go to the armor shop in Varrock to buy my steel plate body or my myth sword or whatever. I would hunt around the different sword shops to try and find some weapons that I want. But now every player can just use the GE as a giant shop for everything, and that is, I think, is a problem. But I can't imagine the GE will ever be removed. But nothing we can do about that. That's another problem altogether. Anyway, the rest of it is just basically saying that this is only a tiny bit of the combat rework, and we've got a lot more details to be released in the future, and just talked about the beta. So that sounds pretty awesome. I've kind of liked reading that. And the other thing to mention is that the combat beta sign up is open. So if you haven't signed up, you want to just to sign up, you want to click this, or you can click the item in game. I haven't actually logged in yet, but when you log in, you'll have an item in game that basically says it's a combat beta contract. You'll click that and it'll take you straight to this link. So if I click it and open in a new tab, here we go. It links you to a special page about the combat rework, and you can click this beta sign up here, which is no doubt going to make me log in. I'm not going to do that, and I've already done it, so you can easily do that. To get, as I mentioned, you have to be a member for over a year to get instant access. They'll also be picking another 50,000 players, which is said to be just a big variety of players. They want to like cover all different types of player in them 50k. So I imagine they're going to be very careful with who they choose, like a varying amount of combat levels, etc. Also, they will be open to every player on weekends, so as long as you're a member on a weekend, you will always be able to access the beta then, but they said there'll be more information about that in the future. So make sure you sign up to the beta if you want to get access to that, and it'll be opening on the 26th to access that. So as I mentioned, this is the home page of the Combat Rework. They've opened a special part of the website just for it, and basically they're going to post all news about the Combat Rework, especially just on this page. So you've got obviously this post that I've just read, and you've got the sign up post. So as you can see, there's a FAQ here. I've already opened that, and it's just a lot of questions. Just if you do have any questions about the beta, sign up. This is a great place to come, and it answers quite a lot of the questions. And there's nothing much for me to say about that. But anyway guys, thanks for watching, and I hope you found this interesting, my little discussion about this little blog. I like it when they do blogs like this. It's great. I mean, to release more information, I think it's being less secretive is a great thing for Jagex to do. Because at the minute they are always quite secretive. Especially with them behind the scenes videos are great. I really am enjoying them. I think it's a great idea to do them. Because it's not, surely it doesn't take too much effort to make them, I assume. I mean, I make daily videos. To do them behind the scenes videos can't be too much effort. Once a week or once every 2 weeks, however often they do them, it's not too bad. And I do respect them for doing that. Just getting a little short interview for a minute with a Gmod who's working on an update is a great idea, and that's great to do. Anyway guys, yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later today for another video.